Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, bringing you a grand solar minimum update on Wednesday, September 12th at 11:03 p.m. Mountain Time, 2018. You're looking at the current European model for Hurricane Florence 24 hours from now, which is just about midnight on Thursday. As a Cat 3-4 hurricane sitting right off the shore of southern North Carolina. Now, the National Hurricane Center has downgraded Florence to Cat 2 with maximum sustained winds at 110 miles per hour as of 11 p.m. Wednesday evening, but that does not make it any less deadly. Double threat on opposite sides of the globe. Hurricane Florence, Typhoon Mangkhut, so far winning as Cat 5 with sustained winds at over 155 miles an hour and a width of almost 1,000 miles. Whew. Welcome to the new future. Hurricane Florence weakens to a Cat 2 storm as it approaches the coast. This does not make it any less deadly, gusting to 130, and we're going to tell you why. Because as this has been downgraded, the width of the hurricane and tropical storm force winds has increased to 200 miles wide. That's not good news. Hurricane Florence was downgraded to Cat 2 storm with 110 mile per hour maximum winds, but it remains a very large and catastrophic storm as it churns towards North and South Carolina. Do not turn around. Keep moving away from harm's way. As of 11 p.m., the storm was moving at 17 miles per hour and was positioned 280 miles east-southeast of Wilmington, Delaware. The storm's eye continued to show deterioration. However, this type of deterioration is consistent with an eye wall renewal. And the warmest waters are right here on the coast. So as it enters these warmer waters, expect this storm to re-intensify in the next 24 hours. It's our prediction here at Oppenheimer Ranch that this storm will intensify back to Cat 3, Cat 4, and hover off of the coast here of Wilmington by tomorrow late afternoon. And mark my words, we're going to be reporting on it. The National Hurricane Center said Wednesday evening the storm is expected to bring life-threatening storm surge and rainfall to the Carolinas as it approaches the coast Thursday and Friday. 1 to 3 million power outages are expected. Hurricane Florence remains a life-threatening storm despite weakening, and that's no truer statement could be said. This storm has the potential to sit off the shore of Wilmington here for up to 24 continuous hours, pushing tropical storm and hurricane force winds inland. So that means regions to the north, the southern Outer Banks, could see historic storm surge exist for days. And then the follow-up is going to be catastrophic flooding downstream. So no one is out of the woods here yet. 1 to 3 million outages expected across North and South Carolina, according to Duke Energy. Check all the links below. They're always down below the video where it says show more. I spend hours compiling those links and providing them for you. Now let's run the models through. This is the European model as of 11 p.m. Wednesday, September 12th. And this is 24 hours in. You're going to see the storm make landfall Friday afternoon in the Wilmington area. And according to the European model, take a look at what this storm does. It goes back out to sea here and moves down the coast, maintaining hurricane force winds the entire way. Midday Saturday, it could still be off the coast of central South Carolina. It could re-intensify. These waters here are exceptionally warm. And then by Sunday, make landfall. And at this point, we're talking 3 to 4 feet of rain at the North Carolina-South Carolina border by the coast. And heads up, Augusta, you're ground zero for this as it moves inland, according to the European model. Now let's come over to the GFS model scenario, where you can see right now where it's sitting, and we'll run the GFS model through for you. So you can get both scenarios in your head. Now, the GFS has this coming in as Cat 1, Cat 2. And intensifying here off the coast. Before it makes landfall Thursday at midnight. And then according to the GFS model, take a look. It's going to stall here. That's 6 hours, 9 hours, 12 hours, sitting right here, inundating the entire eastern portion of North Carolina as it moves into South Carolina into Saturday. Here we are at 18 hours and 24 hours in the same position. So the biggest story with this event is going to be biblical flooding of historic proportions, never seen before in this region. 4 to 5 feet of rain in some areas are going to be the end result. And this is predicted, and I'm going to show you the predictions, and it is absolutely insane to produce a rainfall event on the east coast of the United States that is unprecedented. Let's go to the rain accumulations. Notice this pink region is 3 feet of rain in the next 3 days. Look at the regions of the U.S. that are expected to get 3 feet of rain in the next 3 days. Move it out to 5 days, and you can see the entire state of South Carolina is completely underwater. 10 days out, this moves up the entire Appalachians and saturates regions that are catastrophically waterlogged at present, which is going to cause the Schuylkill, Susquehanna, and other rivers to catastrophically flood like never seen before. And this is 10 days out. Goes all the way up to Portland, Maine. Almost 3 feet of rain in the next 10 days. The entire Appalachian chain is going to be saturated with record flooding, amazing whitewater kayaking, and loss of life. The GFS model does not look any better. Much better for the Northeast, but not good for the entire state of North Carolina. Any way you look at this storm, we are going to be reporting on some of the most catastrophic flooding ever recorded in history. We are going to see millions of people affected, and it will be unprecedented. And if you're in a low-lying area, be safe. Currently, Cat 2 storm at 957 millibars. This storm is going to increase in strength. Looking at the current forecast model, I can put the track on for you. And you can see how they're splitting the difference. Now, there's no way this storm is going to be inland at Sunday at 8 p.m. according to what we're looking at. At Sunday, this storm will barely be out of South Carolina. So keep your eyes on the prize and keep the channel tuned in for updates. Super Typhoon Mangkhut alerts issued as huge storm nears Philippines. We showed you the comparison. This baby is Cat 5 and is alive. Countries across the East and Southeast Asia are issuing emergency alerts, ordering evacuations as 10 million people are in the track of this storm. It is barreling down on the region. 12,000 people have been evacuated so far from low-lying parts of China's Guangdong province. Shipping has been halted. There is the comparison of Florence to Mangkhut. You can see hurricane force winds over 250 miles wide here is about to pummel Manila to Long. All things being equal, Mangkhut is bigger, stronger, and more dangerous storm than Florence, said CNN meteorologist Brandon Miller. Any land hit directly would see more significant and destructive impacts from the super typhoon due to its size and intensity. Late summer snow blankets the west. Many want to look away. Wednesday, September 12th. The calendar still says summer, but it looked like December in parts of Alberta and British Columbia. Subscribers are sending me dozens of pictures of deep snow covering everything. And luckily, many of them got their crops in on time before this snow fell. Wednesday morning with a heavy helping of snow falling some areas Tuesday night. Move to Alberta, they said. It's true. Western Canada bypasses fall and skips straight to winter. British Columbia and central Alberta are preparing and are already experiencing a jump straight from summer to winter as Environment Canada has issued brutal snowfall warnings. Meteorologists say cold front will plunge southward into the Northwest Territories, bringing unseasonably cold temperatures to regions within both provinces. 10 centimeters of snow forecast for parts of BC and Alberta, Canada. Looking good for Marmot Basin and Jasper Mountain. Snowfall will vary widely across the provinces, but as much as 15 heavy wet centimeters are likely to fall over the Grand Prairie. Did you get your wheat harvested in time? Winter comes early to Kazakhstan. Weather warnings issued. Mix of rain, snow, fog, frosts, icy winds. Unusually cold nights are forecast to hit many parts of Kazakhstan this week. Weather warnings have been issued for farmers as crops and livestock are expected to suffer in these conditions. Where have we heard that before? Japan, cold weather hits Hokkaido, earthquake evacuees. A sudden drop in temperatures has taken its toll on evacuees following the deadly M6 earthquake in Hokkaido that caused massive landslides and killed 44. With over 2,000 people still in temporary shelters and 6,000 homes cut off from power and water, the mercury plunging to 5.4 C or just 41 Fahrenheit has put the health of local residents at risk. And it is still summer, folks. Seismic update. No major quakes, but we have minor, moderate activity worldwide. Quakes of note, 5.3 in central Nicaragua. We have some deep tremors here in the Chile region, which could mean upper activity in the future. A 5.4 rumbling in Papua New Guinea. And this 5.1 in Kiripan, Indonesia is right near Krakatoa. We hope it don't blow but who knows? So we'll be watching that. 5.2 in Turkey. And this area of the mid-ocean ridge in southwest India, the southwest Indian ridge, has been moving. So we're going to be watching those areas closely. Continuous volcanic ash coming from Dukono, Krakatoa, where that seismic activity is also outgassing. Sarchev Peak in the Kamchatka, Yasur, Sakurajima, Sabankaya, Swanosima. And there is an uptick in volcanic activity in the last 24 hours. UN says number of hungry people worldwide is growing, with climate change partly to blame. Grand solar minimum much? Whew, put that boob in already. Jeez. The strange science of melting ice sheets. Yes, it's called fraud. 3 things you didn't know. The Guardian is full of it. Melting ice sheets are the major cause of sea level. And here they claim that Greenland's ice loss causes local sea level to drop. So all that melting in Greenland is causing the sea in the area to drop, according to the mainstream. And the far side areas, like the Marshall Islands, are seeing bigger than average sea level rise. So where the ice is melting away, the sea level's dropping, and over here it's rising in the South Pacific, according to The Guardian and this article, which came out today, which is 100% exactly opposite of the truth. Because the Marshall Islands and the Pacific nations are getting bigger and the sea level is not rising. These islands are growing since 1971, according to the most recent study. In fact, these islands in the region have grown by land area of 2.9%. There is no catastrophic sea level rise in this region whatsoever, regardless of what they've been claiming for decades. Here's the paper. Yes, it's true. Sea level rise and climate change is not threatening these islands. Yeah, it's 2018. There's no more argument. There's no way to avert the next financial crisis, however. Former regulators from the 2008 meltdown are warning of massive impacts and societal impacts, global unrest and famine. Take a look at the over 1 million bottles of water still sitting in Puerto Rico. Isn't that insane? Massive stockpile of bottled water just found a year after Maria, and people are still struggling to find clean water. This water is all toxic now due to the plastic and the sun and the deterioration. But why didn't they get this water to the people? If you think that what's about to happen in Florence is going to be anything but catastrophic, let this be your warning. Thousands of people died, and they could have lived maybe if they had gotten this water. That's disgusting. And that is the world you live in. Millions of bottles of water are sitting here, and it's now just a complete polluted cesspool in a pristine jungle. Thanks, UN. Thanks, FEMA. You guys are awesome. Tremendously big job. It was amazing. The most underrated job ever. I mean, look at how many wasted tarps and millions of gallons of water are still sitting there in the jungle. Boom. Guys, I hope you got something out of the video. Times are changing. Governments are full of shit and don't even know the ass from the hole in the head. There's nothing tremendous about anything happening with FEMA, U.S. governments, emergency preparedness anywhere. If you're not preparing yourself for what is coming, then you're about to get hit by a wave. Be safe, everybody. And that's a boom. Oh my goodness.